Hello?
We do most of our writing together, really all of our writing together, and that doesn't always mean that we write start to finish together, but we always bring our songs together. And
if they work for the project,
some songs will come, like one time Trey brought a guitar riff and had written some lyrics, but we ended up keeping, like, they had one really good lyric, and then we just based the whole song off of that guitar riff and that lyric and made that whole song together. And then other times it's like we've already brought the song and it's pretty much finished and we're just editing it together, adding our 2 cents and what we think is good for it.
So y'all would write and make the music at the same time. It's not like it's probably
we both write very differently.
Yeah.
So typically I write entirely, like, I'll finish the song without ever touching an instrument.
It's all in his head. It's so confusing.
You're like,
but only melodically. He doesn't have chord
structure. I do have chord structure. I have bass positions.
Good.
I have bass positions in my head.
Which I've probably frustrated enough times now.
Yes, you have. But yeah, so like, he's the chordsmith. I'm the rhythm guy. And so I think what's cool is whenever we come together with our music, he cares a lot about really lush, good chords and harmonies and cool progressions.
Yeah.
And I care a lot about, does the rhythm feel good? Like the rhythm of the lyrics, the rhythm, and his rhythm guitar is phenomenal. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. And so he always puts something really cool in guitar, and then we have to match the rhythm of the lyric to make it really like fit within that groove.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why we write well together, is because we both focus on different things and we bring them together and get the best of it.
And 10-song album, you said, right? How many albums have y'all done so far?
We've just done a 6-song EP so far.
Which you can listen to now.
You can.
It's called Simpler Times.
Simpler Times.
It's pretty awesome.
All platforms. I'm gonna check it out.
Also pretty depthy about our childhood experience.
Yeah, it was a real cathartic album.
So it gets everybody up to speed to current present time almost.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, hold on, check our first one out first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, whatever's good. But whenever you catch us on your journey, if it's after we've released the album or whatever, it doesn't matter which one you hear first, but we got some really great stuff. That other album, we have songs about, like uncertainty of like careers after school. Like what are we doing with our life? We have songs about thankfulness to our mom for the music that she gave us and the passion she gave us. Songs about a desired middle school romance. Like different things here and there. So,
well, speaking of that, you brought your mom up. What was y'all's majority motivation to get y'all into the music?
For the guitar? No, for me, I'll share my guitar story. Since I
have another way to answer. I'd love to hear your thought.
Because we had both taken 2 years of piano lessons, probably like
didn't really enjoy
10 to 12. Like, well, we enjoyed the lessons. Like, it was fun to play, but like we didn't practice at all. It wasn't something we wanted to just flock to. Yeah. And then I was about 12, found the guitar. There were like 8 guitars around our house. I personally remember it happening at Joanne Kim's house.
Really?
I was just amazed.
I don't know this story. This is kind of fun.
My mom brought me to this like women's gathering, and I was alone with the guitar, and I was figuring out Silent Night, the Christmas song, and I was like, this is fun. And then I started going home and picking up guitars, play like 2 to 3 hours every night. And so, our mom also plays the guitar, so she taught me like some classics, Blackbird, Stairway to Heaven, kind of those basics, and I'm like, oh, this is also fun. But I'd also just like to mess around for 3 hours because it was basically my emotional release when a middle school version of myself couldn't say any of it.
Yeah. That's a really, because the way that, I'm trying to remember exactly how you worded the question, and because it like the exact way you worded it triggered my response.
Well, y'all got me. What to the question because it was reference to your mom, and I was like, well, speaking of that, what was y'all's motivation?
Yeah, motivation. So for me, I would say there was no like motivation. It was just everything that flowed out. Like instead of motivation, it was all passion.
It came out.
Yeah, well, like for me, like I was always, I was always banging on things. I was always, like I would dance like in the middle of places with no music because I'd be vibing to the thing in my head. My teachers throughout all of schooling, at all levels, would always have to fight with me singing in class. And I've always been known as the person that you could hear before you saw because I was singing all the time. All the way up and down the hallways at school, around campus, in college. And I just think it was that thing where for a long time, and really up until about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I didn't really like my voice. I never had. And it was good, pretty empirically, and like,
and he used it.
But people would tell me, "Oh, like it's so good. We love your stuff. It's so," and like strangers, random people. So like, I knew it was good, but I never liked it. But it didn't matter because I loved to sing.
Yeah.
And like, so you talk about motivation. It was just I had to.
That's right.
There was nothing I could have done. I had to sing. Yeah. It is the natural expression of my heart coming out into the world.
Well, then I imagine y'all acknowledge the fact that bottling up your thoughts, ideas, feelings don't work out too well.
It's not possible.
Self-implode, explode. Like for me, it was everybody would sing in the shower. A majority of people might do something in the shower briefly. The acoustics make you feel like you really doing what you need to do, like you're a pro or something. But I had to let everything out. Not knowing how to deal with certain things, it's like pressure against my walls, and I was like, I gotta do something about that.
Yeah.
Both rap, R&B. My mom played jazz all the time, so there was that aspect of just instruments with no words to it, where I was like, I actually could appreciate this, but I didn't know I could because I'm like, where the words at, you know what I mean? So
that's fair.
So it realized there was a place for everything. I was like, oh, this is something nice. But the had to part is what I identify with. Like, I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for the music and latching on to it like that. So you felt like you sounded nasally on the microphone or something?
I mean, definitely more thin. And I think like as I've grown older and learned how it works, whenever like you sing normally, it resonates through your bones, and so it sounds warmer than it does to yourself, to your ears, than it does in actuality.
Yeah.
So I think it just took years of singing on a mic,
to understand what you get out at the other
it's like
side.
hearing and tweaking that until I liked my voice, and training that and strengthening that.
Yeah.
And even so.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so here pretty soon, 10-song albums dropping. Is there a certain place that y'all wanting to go to? For example, another tour. Just came back from one. Like, do y'all have that set up? Probably aligned with the album release, maybe? Or we're open for whatever.
Definitely hoping to do more stuff. I think, it all depends. I mean, again, we have a lot of connections in the West Coast and the East Coast. We love doing those tours. I think it'd be great to hit those again.
Last year we hit East Coast for about 3-4 weeks over in the springtime, and then we did summer over on the West Coast, and it was perfect weather-wise. Like,
and that one was 8 weeks.
Seattle, where it's like there in July, came down California. It just would have been hot in Arizona, and it was. But
but I mean, that was an 8-week tour. We were gone for a long time, played a lot of shows.
And then, because of the magazine being music and art, how do y'all feel like art works into y'all's music, or maybe could inspire you guys. Do y'all think of anything artistic when it comes to even writing songs?
Are you talking like physical art?
Well,
Or
so I mean, I'll say that at least for me and for our band, we have never been super savvy visual artists, but my wife is, and so she's been doing a lot of our artwork for it. She's currently has hand drawn and painted our new album cover. As well as some shirt designs that we've put out and been selling, which is really cool. So like that's been really great, is to try to really envision with somebody who's around, not just like some random one-time artist, to really start to build like, okay, like we want to have like something really cool, like real art. I mean, not that digital art isn't real, but like to have like her draw things and
demonstrate
it.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's one of her hand-drawn logos.
Oh, yeah. Well, look at that authenticity.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it. The 3 towns that we've lived the longest.
So you might recognize the Alico building.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's exactly what I was speaking on, because y'all were actually able to merge it. You found some way, like, hey, listen, this art could probably represent us in this little way.
Yeah.
And then the hand-drawn part is what I'm loving, because you're not trying to download, find it somewhere. Hey, she gets to express and feel and express herself in that way, and y'all do it through the music.
Yeah. And I will say, I haven't been able to find this community, and maybe you can help us link up with this. But I've always had a dream of doing an album. It could even just be like a couple songs or a song. It doesn't really matter. Doing an album where, or I guess someone will write a story. So they write a short story, 10, 20 pages, I don't know, a short story. And then we write different songs based off of that short story. And then we give a song to a different artist, each song to a different artist, and have them depict what that song like feels like. That is a dream I've had for like the last 10 years. And I would love to do that.
That sounds very, very possible.
Yeah, like that is
it's a lot of collaboration.
And the issue is I can't find someone who's a good storyteller and writer to like help me with the story.
Well, you know what? That's why we rise the Lindsley Brothers up, and then we have money to spend.
And then we have the
on
community.
Creative things.
I know. So currently, that's the hard part, is finding, because there are a lot of artists that would be willing to collaborate on that.
Yeah.
But I just can't find the people who are going to write, like join with me and write a story.
There's that part.
That's been the hardest part.
I can see that happening. No lie. And
It's possible.
And with the magazine, I've merged a lot of different artists on the mag, music and just visual art, any kind of art, because I'm wanting it to be blended so that way it's hard to see the divisions within the community, within the art and music community. So I think that alone will allow it cause people to collaborate too, or be more open to collaborate.
Yeah.
Like for example, right here, at the very last song for the Music and Art Conference, and I've never really did covers, but we did Sway with Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
But this is like, this is me, this is Far From Reach, this is Frank Exum, this is Eric and Thomas Unplugged. And that visual, having 4 or 5 different bands on stage on one song, which you never see that, I haven't.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do something 100% brand new. And the willingness is what I loved about it, because people are kind of a little bit out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Even here, they were doing some original songs when they usually weren't. They usually just do covers, and that's mainly it. So I was like, no, just do you, express yourself. I mean, it's going to be a treat to your fans anyway, and it's out of the ordinary. But that's what this has been all about. So that idea, though, we're going to try to talk about that.
Yeah, no, like that just is a huge dream of mine. And he knows, I've been talking about this for a long time.
It's like why not? So
yeah, well, I mean, it's more of a why not. I think I just care so much about stories, because I mean, music is great, art is great, but when you have like either when the song or artwork tells a story and you can understand it and you can like connect with it, that's something that actually changes people. That's something that moves people.
That's right.
But I think is what art is meant for.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what have we all said about our art, about your guitar playing, about our lyric writing and songwriting? And same with you. But like, that is what has helped us understand our emotions. That's what's helped us cope and not just feel trapped and locked up, right?
I mean, I feel like it's more of just like an interpretation of the world. Like, oh yeah, here's what it looks like to me. What does it look like to you?
Yeah.
And I feel like
we get to
at
share
the core of
perspectives.
things, we probably have similar interpretations.
Yeah, but also lots of differences, and we get to say, oh, that's how they see it. I've never thought about that. And so story is so important, and especially I feel like when it's longer than one song, I think it has the greater potential of being something really cool.
Because you can capture an idea in a song. You can't really capture a whole
full
story unless you're like Johnny Cash.
And you can only really do that if you're writing country music.